Welcome to Yoga with Kim Khan. I am Kim, and today we've got a nice gentle flow, great for digestion, gut health, and we'll be doing some very gentle movements, exploring some twists, which I like to think of as free little massages to our organs where we get things moving around a little bit so that they can settle down, be where they are supposed to be. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start seated. You're welcome to come on a block if you have one. If not, we're just going to sit cross-legged. A pillow can be another nice option here if you're looking to just give a little bit more space to the front of the hips. So a lot of times this can be tight in the front of our hip area. So go ahead and just take a moment. Settle into your space. Maybe close the eyes down here. Our first pose is going to be nice and simple. I want you to simply breathe, focusing on the air coming in through the nose and the belly getting a little bigger. And on the exhale, just soften. Let everything go. Let the belly relax. Don't worry about holding anything in place. Just simply breathe. Noticing space and expansion on the inhales. And on your exhales, a gentle detox as the breath leaves the body. Take a few more rounds, just noticing. Where in the torso do you fill up? And when exhaling, where in the torso do you soften? So just bringing a little bit of awareness to the gut, the torso, the chamber of our breath. And on your next inhale, whenever you're ready, as you breathe in, I want you to focus on the belly expanding, then the ribs and the chest. And on an exhale, feel the belly soften as the ribs and the chest get a little lighter. Inhale, belly expands, the ribs widen, the chest lifts. And on an exhale, softening, the belly button pulls a little closer to the spine. The ribs come in and the chest empties. Go ahead and flicker the eyes open if they've closed down. Hands will come on top of our knees, and we're just going to find some small circles here. You can take it whichever direction you want, but as you lean forward, push the chest forward, breathe in. And then on the exhale, round through the back, chin drops towards chest. Inhale pulls the chest forward, maybe the gaze lifts. Exhale, round through the back of your space. Just synchronizing, coordinating breath to movement here. Getting things moving. Take one more round. We'll meet at the front of our mat, breathing in. And then take it the opposite direction. Exhaling as you round through the shoulder blades. Take 3 more full circles here. And then we'll meet in the front on an inhale. Come all the way around, long spine, lift up tall in the crown of the head. Hands fall down to the side body, feeling the ears and shoulders tug away from one another. The crown of the head lifts tall. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, lower your right arm down to the side, hand touches the ground, and lean over to the right. Notice a lengthening in the side body from the top underarm all the way down to the left hip anchored on the mat. As you breathe in, can you send the breath to the right rib, feeling that expansion? And then on the exhale, you soften, maybe sinking a little deeper into the pose. One more full round of breath here. Inhale all the way up through center. Both palms come to touch, reach tall, long spine. Exhale, opposite side. Left hand lands as we lean it over to the left and expand in the right side of the body. Sending the breath to the ribs on the upper side. And letting the exhales possibly sink us a little deeper into the pose. You're welcome to come down onto the forearm here. Might be a little tricky if you're up on a block, but that's all right. Do what feels good in the body. Inhale will bring you all the way up through center. Palms come to touch. Exhale, pull the hands down to the heart center. Go ahead and simply place both hands on your knees and walk your left hand over to the right knee, right hand reaching behind the body or just outside of the hip as some support to the spine. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head, long spine. Exhale, start to twist towards your right. Inhale brings length to the spine, space to each vertebrae. And then exhale, gaze can start to go over towards the back shoulder. Stay here for 2 more rounds of breath. Breathing in fresh new energy all the way down to the belly. And exhaling, detoxing, wringing out what you don't need. The next inhale will bring you all the way forward, both hands to the knees. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start to gaze over the back shoulder. 2 full rounds of breath here. I like to visualize the spine. As I inhale, there's space between each of the vertebrae, which creates room on the exhale for me to twist a little deeper. Next inhale will bring you all the way forward. Both hands will come to the knees. And go ahead and crawl yourself forward, especially if you're on a block. Go ahead and set that off to the side. And we're going to meet on all fours. So crawl forward. Hands will meet below shoulders. Knees will be below hips. The tops of the feet are flat on the mat. On an inhale, the gaze comes up, belly drops, the tailbone lifts. Work to pull the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, start to round through the back, pushing through the shoulder blades, dropping chin to the chest and tucking the tailbone. Cat-cow. Take a few more rounds, moving at the pace of your own breath. Inhales lifting you up. Exhales rounding through the back, really activating the belly button, pulling in towards the spine. Taking full inhales and full exhales. Last round here. After your final exhale, we'll meet in a neutral spine. The big toes will come to touch. You can spread the knees wide. Hips go straight back towards the heels as we start to walk our hands forward, lowering forehead to the mat. Child's pose. Bringing awareness to the breath. On the inhales, can you notice the belly button filling up between the thighs? In the exhales, the hips sink a little closer towards the heels. Next inhale, reach the fingertips long, feel the spine lengthen. And then on the exhale, relax in the shoulders and the chest. Staying here for 2 more full rounds of breath. Just noticing where the inhales bring expansion and what part of the body finds relaxation on the exhale. Inhale will shift you forward onto all fours. The knees will come in under the hips. Keep your right hand planted down. Inhale, lift your left arm all the way up to the sky. Let's find 2 big circles each direction. Getting some movement, increasing that range of motion in the shoulder. Take a big breath in, reach the left arm high. Exhale, thread the left hand under the body as the left ear lowers towards the mat. The right hand staying underneath the shoulder. Or if you'd like to go a little deeper into the twist, you have the option to walk the right fingertips forward, straightening through the right arm. Or if you'd like to find a bind here, you can reach the right arm up and around to the lower back. The back of your right hand touches the lower back, and the fingertips reach for the left hip crease. Again, coming back to the breath. Making sure we're not holding the breath. We're taking the full inhales. Breathing all the way down to the belly. And on the exhale, noticing the belly get a little smaller as the air comes up and out. Gently release any bind that you took. Your right hand lowers to the mat and crawls back underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, reach the left arm all the way up, fully unravel. Exhale, lower the left hand to the mat, and let's switch that out. Left hand stays down, right arm reaches high. Finding 2 full circles going both directions. The bigger the circle, the more into that joint we can get. And inhale brings your right arm all the way high. Exhale, right hand threads underneath the body. Right ear lowers to the mat. Stay here. Or if you want to match what you did on the other side and go a little deeper, the left fingertips can walk forward. And you can even reach the left arm up and around the lower back towards the right hip crease. Working on keeping that right shoulder onto the ground and coming back to the breath. Getting the breath all the way down to the belly is really what helps us detox everything out. The breath is the life force, right? So our breath, it has the healing powers. We want to breathe all the way where we're trying to give it a little bit of attention. Wherever you're at, releasing the bind, walking the hand back underneath the shoulder will fully unravel. The right arm reaches all the way back up. Exhale, lower your right hand back underneath the shoulders. Big toes tuck under. Hips will go straight up and back, finding our downward facing dog. Now in today's downward facing dog, I want you to focus on making the spine as long as you possibly can here. So really plant down through the fingertips. Push through the palms of the hands. Take a gentle bend in the knees. Feel the belly sink closer to the tops of the thighs. The gaze can be between the thighs up towards the ceiling or the wall behind you. I guess it's dependent, whatever's behind you. And then explore straightening through the legs. And maybe bent knees feels better. But really just getting the spine nice and long. Take 2 more full rounds of breath here. Inhale, look up to your hands. Walk the hands back towards your feet. We're going to meet in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Our feet our hips width distance apart. And trying that same thing here. Can you take a gentle bend in the knees? Start connecting belly to thigh. And then work to let the head fall long. Eventually straightening through the hamstrings, the backs of the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins. Nice long spine. Exhale, forward fold once more. Coming to a squat, we'll bend in our knees. I'll turn to face you guys. Go ahead and walk the toes out towards the side. So heels are in, toes are out. Yogi squat here. Hands come to the heart. Use the elbows to push the kneecaps wide and the knees go backwards. Breathing in tall through the crown of the head. And on the exhale, letting the tailbone fall long. Finding that lift in the chest. Relaxing in the lower back. Place your right hand outside of your right foot. Left arm reaches high. Gaze goes towards left fingers. Finding a gentle twist. If this is ever too much, you can always come back to center. We'll hold for 2 more rounds of breath. Sending the breath to the belly. And on the exhale, feeling the belly button pull towards the spine. Inhale will bring us back through center. Hands come to heart. Exhale, left fingertips lower outside of the left toes. Right arm reaches all the way up. Gaze follows to the right fingertips. Coming back to the breath. Slowly lower your right hand. Left hand comes up to meet the right. And ever so gracefully, we will find a seat. I like to lower my hands behind me, rock onto the heels, and take it low. Let's go ahead and send the legs out long in front of us. Toes are pointed up, nice and active. Hands next to the hips, pushing the palms into the mat, lifting the crown nice and tall, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep the arms by the biceps, the back nice and straight. And once you've gone far enough, lower the hands wherever they land outside of the legs. On an inhale, come up onto the fingertips, lengthening through your spine. And then on the exhale, hinge a little deeper, walking the fingertips forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hinge. Belly moving closer to the tops of the thighs. Last time, inhale up on the fingers. Exhale, hinge, this time going all the way down. Letting the chin come towards the chest. The nose fall towards the knees. And you're welcome to take a gentle bend in the knees here. Or keep the legs long, whatever feels best for you here. But once again, coming back to our breath. As you breathe in, feel the expansion along the spine and the back body. And exhales, notice the heaviness of the head. Maybe the chin drops a little deeper, letting the muscles in the back of the neck relax. And finding a nice stretch along the full spine. Working to slow the exhales. Breathing into the back body. Noticing any tension. And on the exhale, letting that tension go. Taking 2 more full rounds of breath here. Inhale will slowly bring you up, straight back, straight arms. Walk the hands back towards the hips. And then slowly bend in the knees. Sink the hips forward and lower onto your back, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Giving yourself a little love, nice squeeze. And then find some small circles. Maybe it's a gentle rock side to side. Giving a little massage to the lower back. And then find some stillness. Moving into the wind relieving pose. This is actually what it's called. Keep the right knee bent. Send the left leg long, left heel lowers to the mat. Both feet are nice and active here. We move with the breath. On an inhale, notice the belly filling up. And on the exhale, squeeze the right knee towards the belly and the chest. Next inhale, belly pushes a little closer on top of the right thigh. Exhale, give your knee one more squeeze, a little tighter in, staying active in the feet. Inhale, belly pushes against the thigh, massaging the organs of the right side of the body. Next, inhale, switch out the knees. Left knee comes in, right leg goes long. Exhale, hugs the left knee a little bit closer. Inhale, let the belly massage up against the left leg. Exhale, give an extra little squeeze. Inhale, feel the belly rub against the top of the thigh. And exhale, find relaxation. Slowly bring your right knee in to meet the left. Set the feet down onto the mat and bring your feet about mat's width distance. Hands can come to the belly and then gently rock the knees to the left. Inhale, knees come back up through center. Exhale, knees fall to the right. Going back and forth, moving breath to movement. Inhales, knees come up. Exhales, knees fall to the side. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the right. Take 2 more on each side. Move with the pace of your own breath. Hopefully you're starting to feel some little grumbles, good grumbles, right? Digestion. 1 more time, each side. And if you're moving a little faster, you can just take a few extra. These ones are great for the body, great for the movement in the hips. We'll all meet with our knees up. We'll heel toe the feet back in so that feet are hips width distance. Bring the arms out to a T, or you can even take little goalpost arms if you've got a wall in the way. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, let the knees fall all the way over to the right. Let the knees work to stack on top of one another. And sink into the twist, maybe closing the eyes down. Letting the left ear fall to the mat, the gaze going over to the left. Sending the breath to the body and the belly. Two more rounds of breath here. Inhale, bring your gaze back up to the ceiling. Let the knees follow one by one back through center. Take a nice big inhale once you get there. And let the exhale, the knees will fall to the left, right knee stacking on top of left. Working to keep the right shoulder onto the ground, sending the breath to the belly. Maybe closing down the eyes and letting the right ear fall to the mat as the gaze goes over to the right fingertips. Three full rounds of breath. Working on taking nice, deep, full inhales. And exhaling just as slowly and fully. Next inhale will bring your gaze and your knees up through center. Go ahead and pull the knees back into the chest once more. Finding gratitude for our ability to move and nourish the body with simple movements and breath. We take the final moment of this practice for Shavasana. You can begin to extend the legs out long, letting the toes fall out to the sides. Hands can fall out by your side body. Get any wiggles out from underneath the heels, the hips, or the shoulders. And we use this time for stillness and silence to absorb and digest all of the movement and breath and energy we've just curated through the body. So all those twists, all those little movements we gave love to the belly, we let it all settle and sink in. So close your eyes and trust that I will let you know when this part of our practice has ended. Leaving your eyes closed. Start to bring awareness back to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of the torso on your inhales and your exhales. Start to find small movements. Maybe the thumb rubs each fingertips. The toes could wiggle. A nice roll of the wrist and the ankles. Take a big inhale. Stretch the body nice and long. Toes point, arms can reach overhead. And on an exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest. Working to keep the eyes closed, we find our way up to a seated position. And if the eyes open, just closing once you get there. Hands down by the side body. On an inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, palms coming to touch. Gathering all of the energy we've just curated today, lower your hands to your heart center. Bring a smile to your face, finding gratitude for this practice and ability to move and nourish the body. We bring our hands to the space between our brow, and we bow to close class together, saying Namaste. Namaste, yogis. Thank you for joining me in this flow. I hope it brings some relief to the belly. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, subscribe, follow along, and leave a comment if you have any questions for me.